in to another episode of the amazing Time Detectives. Now today is jam-packed with discoveries like an unusual instrument, the musical bow. As many of you know, our ancestors used the bow and arrow for hunting, while the bow has traveled through time and is now used by many people to make music. But later, we are going to be joining our detectives in the Northwest Province who have decided to spread their wings and take flight to a wetland with a difference. The San were people who were passionate about music. Word is that they might have been the most musical people in South Africa, as they created a variety of musical instruments, as well as compositions of tunes for many dances. Another one of their constructions was a shooting bow, which was not intended to be used musically, but only for hunting purposes. The bow had great length and a thick string, creating a sound when plucked. Let's find out how this bow has traveled through time and which people are still playing it today.
Well, today, sizobe sifunda ngama-bows. The bows are musical instruments which are played by the Nguni. Do you guys know what the Nguni are?
No.
Nguni is a collective group that includes Zulus, Xhosas, Swazis, and Debeles. Then they're also played by the Khoisan. So the bow was originally the instrument. And then through cohabitation and living together, they eventually brought the bow into the Ngunis and the Batswana, who are also part of the Sotho group of people. So there are a lot of, very many groups in Southern Africa play the bow. Alright guys, I can't see you guys properly, so I'm going to take off my specs so we can all see each other. Can you guys see me now?
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Ugubhu yayidlalwa amadoda maya empini when they were going to war. The Zulu regiment, Amahubo, would be playing ugubhu. And ugubhu would also be played by other people, but it was a very highly dignified and highly respected instrument amongst the Zulus, and it was only played on those very, very respected occasions.
Times of war, whenever the men were going out to war, you know, it was like a war cry in a sense, you know, because of the sound that it carries, you know, it changes the mood, you know, it intensifies things.
And then on this side we have uadi, which is the Xhosa version of the bows. And uadi was an instrument largely played by women, mostly mothers when they're going to sleep, when you're singing for a baby. So we're gonna play you one song just for you guys to hear a bit of what ugubhu does. This song is also a lullaby, but I don't want anyone to sleep. So the song esizondlalela yona is called Thula Mntanami, and this song is very personal to me because it's a song I learned from ugogo wami.
Yes.
And the song goes like this.
Stay tuned for more of these amazing sounds after the break. And we're back again for some more rich cultural sounds from the amazing Time Detectives and the Oati Bow.
The song is called Hush, Hush Little Baby. Mom is coming back, she's going to get some firewood. Because back in the days, in the villages, the mothers used to have to go out and go collect firewood to make food, you know, to keep the house warm. So sometimes the baby would be neglected all alone and left crying. So the song as it goes, hush, hush little one. Mom is coming back, she's going to get some firewood.
What is that called?
This is called the calabash or the gourd. NgesiZulu ungayibiza iselwa, even in Xhosa as well, or igula. There's various terms for it. So I'd call it a calabash.
How is it made?
Well, a calabash is made out of a type of pumpkin that grows in the veld. It's very typical of Southern Africa, very typical of dry savanna grass. You dry this up, and once you've dried it up, you first scoop out the pumpkin inside actually. You scoop out the pumpkin, and then you throw that away, then you dry it up. Then once it's dried up, you wash it up and brush it up nicely, make a hole, and then you have yourself a calabash ready to be on a bowl.
Do you need a particular stick for that, or any stick you can use?
As you can see, this one is more like a hollow. Inside, it's able to give the correct sound, you know? So it is advised in most cases to have a unique stick. Like this is more like a reed, you know?
A reed.
A reed stick, you know? So, you know, like umoba, it's sugar cane type of stick, you know, while it's still thin, you know. So that's why when you put it in your mouth, or when you open your mouth, it's just the string moving like this, and it's just using the vibrations of your mouth. Even if you have to talk into it, your voice, you can almost look at it as your voice moving down the strings, you know what I'm saying? So it's a very, very interesting, you could become your best friend, this instrument, you know what I'm saying?
The calabash here, Anuhat is telling you a story. You can also be telling it a story because it answers you.
Hear that it's like sound waves. It's more like sound waves being controlled inside this shell. It's like a seashell, you know when you're listening to a seashell, you hear like all these different wonderful voices. You can look at this as like Mother Nature's earthly shell.
Garth Erasmus is not only a famous South African artist, but also a musician. He is an expert craftsman when it comes to making a bow. Our detectives have been fortunate enough to join him while he constructed a bow for us. Check it out. Garth is hard at work, and to the naked eye, it doesn't look that complicated to make. I'm sure that with a bit of training and with the correct tools, it could be quite an enjoyable task. But for the sand and the koi, it must have taken quite a long time to make these bows, especially since they didn't have all the tools we have today. The Uhati bow has found its way back into our communities today, and many celebrations are graced with its unique sound. Since it has been rediscovered and introduced to this generation of South Africans, many artists are finding it a pleasure to use as an accompaniment. It is favored by praise poets, lyricists, and a number of traditional African music groups. It seems that previously the instrument was largely used by Xhosa women. It really does have a gentle, soothing sound. But let's find out whether our detectives are catching a snooze or dancing to the rhythms of this fascinating South African instrument.
I want you guys to feel free to join us and have fun with us because, as we said, this is our music and this is our heritage. It belongs to all of us.
Tina sonke.
The detectives are at the South African College of Music. People use this library to study music, and there are various genres to read about, but little to find on ancient African music.
We're bringing this history to the College of Music.
We have adopted many European instruments, such as guitars, pianos, and violins. But what about those African sounds that connect us to the ancient paths of our ancestors and connect us as Africans? We saw that the materials used to design indigenous instruments were simplistic and from the earth. Africans were always good at simple living.
Today we're here at the Music Library to donate this DVD.
So more children know about the bow in the future.
So the bow has certainly journeyed through time, although it's not used for hunting anymore. Speaking of journeys, Barberspan was a stopover when it was still a railway station, and now it is birds that make it a pit stop on their travels. This is the Barberspan pan. Most of us have never heard of it. Of all the birds, it is the waterfowl that mostly gather in this haven. These are birds that swim on water.
So mo ke a le amogela mo Barberspan ya ka le Barberspan best century ne. Barberspan e farologane le diphaka tse ding kae because Barberspan ina le dinonyane fela. Ditso ena Barberspan best century. So Barberspan ina le history e leng ya yone. Because pleke ka 1913 ka isimolla gona le collection ya dilo tse dintsi mo Barberspan best century. E simogile e le ringing station. Iseng binary. Go feta binary
Where there's a feather, there must be a bird. A telescope makes it easy to spot birds, but have our detectives come at the right time? Luckily, they're with Stephen, who specializes in ornithology. That is the study of birds. He is able to tell them more about this awesome place.
Se re sira mo re research ka dinonyane gore ke malwetse a feng a le re a ka re tsena and Barberspan e wela under Parks and Tourism Board. So one of the province ke one fela e le gore e specialize la ka dinonyane le tlo bogetse dake. So ke tlo le bolela ka dinonyane tse le gore ka gona go di kreya mo metsing mo. Re na le yellow bill duck e le gore o butole be tshwere hale ne.
Yellow bill duck, why we bitsa yellow bill duck?
Yone yellow bill duck ha ka ela tlhoko ke duck ke family di ducks ha ka ela tlhoko molumo teng o yellow so dina la teng le gore le tswa mo nonyaneng the way molumo teng o leng ka teng ke go arabila ke re o se khalalelo gore e ke yellow bill ne e mo e bidwa hot and totil
As you can see, the detectives were able to kick off their shoes, run free, explore the territory, having a fun time while learning more about this important site. They discovered that more than 365 species, including some rare migrants, have visited this wetland.
Khanya rona intse re protectile dinonyane ha so re ha ke re diphologolo tse ding ga di o ka khona re o tsene mo o tlo khone go di bola pleke e protected lautla And one of the core pleke ke nngwe ya di Ramsar site ne go dinonyane tsotlhe tse di migrate down from Asia pele ga di ya Africa di ka tswa di tla go ema mo pele go ne ka tsena di ya go Botswana bo Zimbabwe bo Mozambique.
Well, there you have it. We heard that Barberspan is a Ramsar site. But what exactly is a Ramsar? It's an agreement between various countries to make sure that we use the Earth's wetlands responsibly. We discovered that the reserve consists mainly of water. This pan is huge, people.
Bontsi ba tsone ga di tlhaga teng ko Asia, Europe, Scandinavia country di tla pele mo bontsi ba tsone. Ga di tswang le gone di tsenang di fofa di ya ko mafelong a mangwe. So go lomo gore lefelo le ke lefelo le botlhokwa mo dinonyaneng. Ke mo gorona batho le botlhokwa because of dinonyane tse dintse le gore ha re ke ka se kgone go tswa mo ke ya Europe ke kgona go bona dinonyane tse mo gae mo.
So birds need various habitats for nesting, for stopovers, and also for protection from winter. They find various habitats to meet these different needs. The Northwest Province has over 40 wetlands, and out of all of them, it's only Barberspan that has international importance.
So, a kere bosi le bo di sampe ke le bolela ka Barberspan a kere. Hela ja ke no yantse ke le bolela ka tsone gore ibo red bill teal bo yellow bill dark bo hottentot teal ne. Even le go lo mo Barberspan ne le pane hela a pen ne. So, e bena khanya gore Frederick Barber a ba heltsa go na le Hearts River. Barberspan e kra metso tswa go Hearts River. Barberspan ka inile forme so ba hetsa le gore o tsa group ga gore babereki ba gagwe o chika molapo Hearts River ira channel e le re tlo go tshela metsi o tsa go Hearts River go tla mo Barberspan ka mo ena no temmo go lo mo re ntemo re sa dile ke dipane tse dintsi ke Barberspan Dielpan Vetpan Moipane o di dintsi dipane tseo. And ha re tla gela tlhoko Barberspan ke yone le gore ha mija tang ke a batjha.
I'm sure that like me, you wish you could fly, right? So all the waterfowl gather here because it's a protected area. So no one will be hunting them, and because it's one of the few pans that have water. The water also helps the trees and shrubs to grow, and they provide a home to other birds who prefer to live on land. Stay tuned because you are watching Amazing Time Detectives. The birds come from far-off countries to escape harsh weather in Barberspan. No wonder they set up a research center there. And now, let's hear what our detectives are up to.
Okay guys, re bone types of birds re tswa kwa ntle but go bolle bile go phefa re kgone di bona sentle thata cause di kgakala and then yaanong re tlo ira picture re collectile di feathers tsa teng re dira picture be re donatela here.
So we learned that the feather is one amazing part of the bird structure. I've read that it's lightweight but strong, waterproof, adaptable, and streamlined. As you can see, our detectives have gathered an assortment of feathers to decorate a truly beautiful looking poster. Perhaps now that they understand the need to protect birds, one of them may even become an ornithologist one day. Let's see what Stephen thinks of the poster. Our heritage has different parts, including history, music, and nature. This range of bird life is also part of our heritage. If it wasn't for Barberspan, we would not be able to see the variety of birds that we have today. Barberspan is home to pelicans, flamingos, grebes, terns, cranes, and ibis, just to mention a few. Thank you, Barberspan Bird Sanctuary, and thank you, detectives, for that enlightening expedition. Well, it's been bows and birds, music to my ears. As usual, I've learned so much and feel so proud of our heritage. Aren't you proud to be South African? Well, join us next time on the amazing Time Detectives as we uncover yet another cultural treasure.
I need to let you know where I'm coming from, where I'm going to. I need to let you know where I'm coming from, where I'm going to. For we, a people with history, roots deeply rooted, we need to search for it, not just any story prescribed and printed with lies. Stories known and alive with truth in it, so true we can feel the life in, see the light in the sense it makes. The time to awake is not tomorrow, it's today. I can be taught and see the light that's guiding my way toward the path where my ancestors wait. I need to let you know where I'm coming from, where I'm going to.